Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Eliza. Welcome to another vlog. First of all, I apologize for being super late with this vlog. Like, I know I don't necessarily guarantee a time, but I always like to do one at least one a week. Anywho, how have you been? Hope you've been well. I've fully embraced my holidays. I'm actually house sitting at the moment, so I'm not at my place. I am looking after a friend's place for them. And it is beautiful. Not that I'll be using this at all. Unfortunately, it's too cold, but oh my god, I have thoroughly enjoyed coming out here each morning and sitting down, having my coffee and soaking in the sunshine. Today it's a little bit cloudy, a bit windy, a bit cold. I feel like we should go sit down here. It's very peaceful. We're about an hour from the city, I reckon. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Eliza and welcome to another vlog. First of all, again, as always, I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've been able to do a vlog. I've tried like literally 4 times in the last week, so this vlog is going to be a compilation of just random shit basically. But I have been house sitting for a friend over the last week. I just got home yesterday or the day before, I'm not sure. Today's Saturday. I got home, yeah, Friday. No, Thursday. No, Friday. No, Thursday. It was a really pretty spot where I got to actually house sit. It's about an hour from the city, so it's, you know, in the hills, greenery, and it's pretty quiet, so less traffic, and it was just like nice to have a little mini holiday away from home without actually going too far from home. And it gave me a good chance just to like regroup and I guess settle down a little bit, because obviously I had my intensive course, which I think I told you guys about, and that was full on, and then I actually had an assignment due last Sunday, and I didn't do it. I I got confused with the day, and then when I realized it was due, I was like, fuck it, not gonna do it, you know, no big deal. And that's the first time I've actually ever done that. I was kind of in this like like a rebellious stage for about a week. Like, I think my body just my body, my mind, my emotions, everything was just sort of like fed up and done. And, you know, I've been working so hard, pushing myself to make sure that, you know, I'm getting things done and doing the right thing. It's almost like I just swung the complete opposite end of the spectrum and, you know, I completely just went, you know, screw the assignment, this doesn't matter, that doesn't matter, I'm just going to do whatever the hell I want. And unfortunately that's not always a good idea, because it ends up just sort of like self-sabotaging, which is, I guess, one of the biggest, is one of the things with OCPD, the way that I deal with it when I do become overwhelmed. As I said, when I realized that I needed to do my assignment, I definitely wasn't in a rush to finish it. I kind of just went, it's not a big deal, in one of those I don't give a shit modes, whatever. It's almost like, I guess, like an alcoholic who gives up alcohol, or a smoker who gives up cigarettes, or, you know, or you've been on a diet for so long, it's almost like you want to reward yourself for doing so well by giving up, by doing the exact thing that you're trying to give up. And you know, for me it was I've been working so hard and trying to get in good habits and, you know, work hard towards uni and focus and stuff like that. It almost came unraveled because of just like my attitude, and it was just this thing, I don't know, like it just sort of, it's like this self-sabotage type mode that I go into when it all gets a bit too much, unfortunately. So that's something that I definitely try and manage. So I'm not actually sure to what extent or depth I've gone into with OCPD in terms of its signs, symptoms, like the things I actually do, the things that I guess are the big criteria for having OCPD. But you know, I think I have mentioned it, but you know, OCPD, you know, it's this preoccupation with rules and lists and structure. It's almost having like this perfectionism, like this level that actually impacts your quality of life because you're so stuck on one thing. You know, sometimes it can mean that I'm, you know, excessively obsessed with my work or, you know, finishing something, that my life suffers, you know, my free time and leisure. There's no time for that. You know, a huge thing for me is my moral compass and ethics and rules and stuff like that. But, you know, when my values are questioned or under threat, I guess it's really big for me to defend that. And same as morals and injustice, I literally can't deal with it. It sends me right off. It's one of my biggest triggers. It also means that I'm a little bit of a control freak, so you know, I'll find it difficult to delegate tasks or get people to help me, because if it's not done in a certain way anyway, it's almost not worth it to me, because in my mind it's like I can do a better job, which I know sounds arrogant, and I actually don't believe it, except for when it's in that moment and I feel myself getting stressed out watching somebody else do something that's not the way I would do it. So I guess they're kind of like the traits that someone with OCPD has, but I guess what results from that, if one of those things does actually happen, and how it affects me. And I guess I kind of saw it in, you know, not handing my assignment up, but you know, there's a lot of different ways and coping mechanisms that I do, and I don't even realize that that's a part of it. Like, for instance, sometimes I'll switch to always and never statements. Like, I'll catastrophize things that really aren't a big deal, because in my mind they become so huge. Sometimes I'll just simply remove myself from a situation and just completely walk away. You know, sometimes it results in anger. It's like this anxiety and this adrenaline that just overtakes my body, and it could be someone being 5 minutes late from what they told me that they were going to be there. And you know, it just literally sends me into a spiral. I'll avoid situations, I'll blame situations on other people. One of the big things apparently that I do is my conversations will go in circles. Like, it's just repeated over and over in my head, trying to clarify what's happening without actually coming up with a solution. You know, sometimes it can be depression, it can be anxiety, it can be just, you know, the fact that I'm overwhelmed and my body just doesn't know how to handle it. And sometimes it becomes like this helplessness, and you know, what the fuck do I do to get out of it? I can have mood swings, I can have panic attacks, I can have passive aggressive behavior, like I come across as like snarky, and you know, these are all like, I'm not embarrassed to sort of share with you. I'm just trying to give you guys an idea, because yeah, I'm not perfect, and you know, I'm aware of them, and I think that's a huge thing. I think the problem is if we're not aware of our, you know, our bad habits or the way that we deal with things, how are you possibly ever going to improve? But it's interesting. I hold myself at such a high standard, and then sometimes I expect that of other people, which is totally unfair of me. But you know, it's something that is hard for me to get my head around, how people can't see my point of view. But you know, for example, today, like, I feel good, and you know, I'm managing my mood, and I think it helps being able to have a break from going into classes. What else is good? Oh, I got a new phone. A friend gave me a phone, which is amazing. We can thank gravity for that. So my phone actually broke, fell out of my pocket, out of the car, and it shattered. So my friend was just like, here, have my phone, and it's about 10,000 times better than my phone, so thank you. Gravity definitely worked in my favor this time. I mean, it generally does, because otherwise we would all be floating in space, but that's separate. You know, and despite all those shitty behaviors or maladaptive behaviors, or, you know, not ideal behaviors, and thoughts and worries and stuff like that, I do get these moments of like clarity, of hope, of inspiration and motivation, and you know, I want to be able to express myself and share with you guys, which, by the way, can I just say thank you, because now we're up to 60 subscribers. Like, I've been so busy, and all of a sudden it just like popped straight up, which is amazing. So thank you. If you're new, welcome. I hope you're enjoying my channel. I'm sure you are if you subscribed. I hope. But today I'm just looking forward to watching a bit of the footy. I started an assignment this morning, so that one I'm trying really hard not to leave till last minute. So, you know, I go through these swings, and ups and downs like everybody, you know. Life is literally a roller coaster, and sometimes you just have to ride with it, and you get to enjoy it sometimes it's scary, sometimes you forget where you're meant to be going, but you know, we just keep going and life keeps going. And you know, right now, like I said, I'm good, I can't complain. My placement's finished, my intensive course is finished. I've still got, I think, like 2 weeks, 1 or 2 weeks, I never know. I really need to check my timetable, but I got time for that. I've also got a couple of good ideas for some vlogs which I'm hoping to do next week. Unfortunately, work tomorrow, that thing is just so annoying, like work. I literally cannot wait for the day that I don't have to work on the weekends and I can just, you know, work during the week like a normal person, or do my own thing and actually get, you know, a decent wage. Oh God, it would make life so much easier. It was really cute actually. Last night I stayed at my dad's place and Bear snuck in at some point during the night, and I woke up this morning and she literally just put her paw on my face, and I was just like, that's cool, like I don't mind. It was really cute. But anyway guys, I might leave that vlog here. I'm hoping I can get another one done this week, like I'm sure I will this week, which is awesome. I'm sorry that it's been so long and so delayed. I want to be able to think about what I'm talking about and make sure I'm not missing anything, and you know, and especially with you guys are always awesome and you're always patient and you always got some really great feedback for me. So of course, if you do have any feedback or comments or vibes or whatever for this video, or you know, future topics or things that you want me to chat about, like I love having just, you know, conversations about things that I think people just want to talk about, people enjoy listening to or hearing about or thinking about. You know, we're humans, we're curious creatures, and especially me, nothing fascinates me more than people and the way that they think and the things that they like doing, and you know, how we express ourselves, and you know, why I'm this way and why you're that way, and you know, why I enjoy this and you enjoy that, and you know, what makes us different and what makes us tick, and why we've all got these different values. And you know, it's always just super fascinating for me to hear your opinion. So I love that part of my vlogs, is being able to read your comments and, you know, just hear thoughts from people all around the world. Like, that's just the coolest thing to me. That's so cool. So anyway guys, wherever you are in the world, I hope that you're having an excellent weekend. It is Saturday and it is almost 1 o'clock, so I've still got at least half today, got tomorrow, and of course another week or two of holidays. So I'm pretty good right now. Hopefully I'll catch you very soon. Until then though, take care of yourselves, please. Be safe, have fun, be kind, be generous, be compassionate. Try and do something nice for somebody without being asked. Like, let's just try, be happy, you know. Alright guys, take care and peace out.